Hey y'all, it's Elisha and welcome back to Elisha's Crafty Hoplop. If you're new here, welcome. To my returning folks, I have had such a strange day. I'm excited to share it with you, but what an odd day I've had. First of all, I have new nails, y'all. And I know you won't be able to see on my camera, but this isn't just purple. It's like iridescent holographic purple. Look, look, finally. So my nail salon increased their prices by $10, which is a lot because if you think about it, a regular manicure is $12. So now it's $22. A gel manicure, which is what this is gel on my own nails, no filler, no tip, no nothing, is 28. It used to be 28, now it's 38. So here's why though. Listen to this. It was safer than some of my doctor's offices. Each technician wore two masks or a mask and a shield. So they wore an N90, a K95 and a medical mask, or they wore a K95 and a shield, and they put up a barrier between me and the manicurist and a slot for your hands, kind of like at the bank. You know how you have those bank teller slots? You put your hands through. They cleaned the whole area when you sat down with alcohol and showed you, so that you could see it was cleaned. They sat us 8 feet apart. They offered tea for people that wanted with straws to wear under their mask, and you weren't allowed to remove your mask. I'm telling you, it was safer than my grocery store, safer than my pharmacy. I was so impressed. And they explained when you booked your appointment, the reason that they're charging $10 more for each service is because they put all the money into these safety precautions. Y'all, I wish everyone else was doing this. It turns out this is what Governor Cuomo ordered, and the manager explained this is what all of them are supposed to be doing, including like hair salons, but they're not, and nobody's enforcing it. They chose to do it. So they're booked solid. Yeah, I can tell you why. Again, safer than my grocery store, my pharmacy, safer than some of my doctor's offices. The only time that there's a small risk, if you get gel done, which I did get done, she told me, okay, well, Elisha, the thing is, I'm going to do a scrub on your hands and you're going to have to wash it off. And that means you have to touch the faucet. Now, they did invest in hands-free soap pumps, so you don't have to touch the soap, but I still have to touch the faucet. So she was like, look, that's your only risk in this whole process. Wash your hands very carefully, come back, and I will disinfect them. And she did. And then she told me when I got home, even though she used gloves, even though she uses fresh gloves for every client, she told me to wash my hands up to here like a surgeon and then to put hand sanitizer on. And yes, it will dull the top coat of my nail polish, but so what? Y'all, it was a great experience. But notice no haircut? Guess why? Okay. So there are salons in our area doing haircuts the way my salon is doing nails, but they want $300, y'all. $300. So my normal hairstylist here is open. So I talk to them. Now they know I have autoimmune disease, right? So it turns out my stylist has not been wearing a mask. My stylist has been wearing a bandana. So the owner called me and said, look, I'm going to make the person wear a mask while they're doing your haircut because I want you to be safe. But then the owner told me, unfortunately, that person went out of town to a red zone last week and didn't quarantine. And we don't have the results back of their COVID test. And I was like, you're not supposed to be having that person in the salon if you don't have a COVID test back. Well, folks, my salon is running with people in it who have not been COVID tested, which is against what the rules are here. So I just said, you know what? Cancel my hair appointment. I can't go. So my options are very limited here. Because either I go to somewhere that is like, well, I'm never paying $300 for a haircut. Can you imagine? It's like something ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous. The cheapest place is like $110 for a haircut. I'm like, I'm not paying $110 for a haircut. First of all, I have short hair. I should have my hair cut every 5 weeks. Who's paying that? I guess there are people paying it. I'm just not willing to. So I have to go take a chance with my health. And both options are not good. Now, there is another salon. I heard from somebody in the nail salon who told me that it's not perfect, but it's better than what mine's doing. And they're not charging $110. So I got the name of it, and it's just down the street, and I will check to see how they're doing things. But y'all, they're not supposed to be running if their staff don't have COVID free tests. So the fact that they are, and no one, I guess the problem is there's no one to police this. How did the police find out whether or not they're doing the right thing or not? I asked the nail salon that, and they said, look, it's about conscience. We don't want to contribute to the spread of this. So we just invested and did everything right and explained to our clients we're just going to charge $10 more. And of course, none of us thought that was crazy. You know, they're not charging $300 more, $10 more. And now I have nails. So the good news is I will be able to get my nails done. So that's wonderful. The weird news is I got a spider bite last night for the first time. So it turns out in New York, we have a semi-poisonous spider. I didn't know. And I told you all my AC is broken, right? I've never had a spider in here. Like maybe in all the years I've lived here, I've had one tiny spider. And I'm not terrified of things like this. I told you I'm a tomboy, right? So there was a pretty sizable spider. And I killed it. Because I know you're supposed to take it outside, but this thing was really big. And I was like, no, I'm just going to kill it. And so I did. I didn't think anything of it. And there was another one. Smaller, but another one. And so I spoke to my building manager downstairs, and he's like, huh, you know why? Because your AC is not on, and spiders like heat, and it's mating season. And because your place is hot, get rid of all your cardboard. Well, okay, so that meant I told my husband I'm going to have to buy all plastic bins because y'all, you know, I recycle everything. So sometimes like I have plastic bins for my scrapbook paper, but I also keep a lot of stuff in recycled cardboard containers. Pre-COVID, before we couldn't keep packaging, I kept everything. Well, my super's telling me I got to get rid of it. And I got to go get plastic bins with lids. So, of course, the only place that has that is my dollar store, which is not a dollar store. And they don't have like really big enough ones. So I'm looking online to order whatever. I'm planning it. No big deal. I'm like, okay, 2 spiders. Meanwhile, I bought some spider traps to put around. No big deal. Yeah, well, last night I got bitten by one of those spiders. And it turns out it's poisonous, y'all. Who knew? Who knew? It's not fatal poisonous unless you're bitten like 50 times. But it turns out it's a brown recluse spider. And I didn't realize they were that common in New York. Again, I've never had this problem, so I don't know. So I had a small freak out today. I went to the hardware store and they told me I needed to order special pesticides, which are really bad for my disease because y'all know I'm not supposed to have chemical exposure. But I ordered them. They're coming tomorrow. And supposedly the way I killed that brown recluse is really dangerous. I could have been bitten, especially because it was a big one. And I'm supposed to use this special spider killing spray for brown recluse spiders. Turns out they're even hardier than regular spiders. You actually have to use like a spray that's very similar to what you use for wasps. They're that strong. Not the males. What's interesting is it's the females that are strong. Even like the glue traps, the females don't get stuck in, just the men. Isn't that weird? The women are like high-powered spiders. Anyway, now I'm afraid to sleep, y'all. Seriously. And I'm not normally a chicken of anything. I told my husband, I'm sleeping on the sofa with the lights on tonight. I'm not sleeping in my bedroom again until I get this resolved because I'm terrified. But now I have a stack of paper to put away, and they're telling me I can't put it away until I get that spray because if another recluse comes out, you know, I just killed it. Well, you're not supposed to do that because they can jump and bite you. And I didn't know, did you all know this? They have little antennae in the front and they send out messages to other spiders in the place telling them that they're being attacked and they come running. Who knew? Who knew they were such smart spiders? But I'm very lucky. The bite's not too bad. P says that when she's had spider bites, she gets blood poisoning. But supposedly I have to watch it because over the next 3 days it gets much worse. So I have to watch it, and I have to shake everything out. So I have to be really careful. Like before I get dressed, I have to shake out my clothes, my running shoes. But y'all know I only wear 1 pair of sneakers when I go out anyway, so I just shake those out. And I'm not such a wimp, y'all. I tell you this. But this is like unnerving me, and I already don't sleep well. So this is not fun. And then this morning, before going to do all my adulting and running out to get spider killing supplies, I wanted to watch your videos, and YouTube, I don't know what was going on, y'all, but my husband thinks it wasn't YouTube. He thinks it was my Brooklyn internet because he said he tried texting me He tried WhatsApping me. He could not reach me, which is weird because some of my other friends reached me on via text, but my husband couldn't. But every time I went to play a video, it was like everyone was speaking in Mickey Mouse voice. So then I checked to see, on the settings you can see what playback speed you have it set at, and it was all on normal. But I reset everything thinking maybe I hit a button by accident. Nope. And then when I tried to record, something else went weird. So nothing was working this morning. But my husband says now it was the internet because he couldn't reach me. Like there were all sorts of problems going on. I'm just having the strangest day, y'all. Just the strangest day ever. So tonight I have to live with spiders until I get my special pesticides tomorrow. My husband's very nervous about me taking care of this myself. But I told y'all I am a tomboy and I'm pretty tough. I'm going to wear a respirator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get those plastic bins. I'm going to move this stuff that I've piled here into the bins. It's now out of the boxes. I'm going to take all the boxes out of the house. I have to wear gloves supposedly because I could go to touch something and the spider could bite me. So I don't want to get multiple spider bites because then it becomes serious. If you just get one from this spider, you can be okay. If it's not okay for a child, but for an adult, it's usually okay. But you don't want multiples because that's when you have a problem. So what I need to do is figure out the kind of glove that a spider can't bite through. So I tried using those thick green gloves Donna got me, but the hardware store says I really need like a work glove that's a bit thicker. And then I'll move everything into bins, and then I'm gonna put on the respirator and spray the crap out of the place and put down more these special traps meant for these kinds of spiders. And I'm gonna do the same thing in my bedroom and in my art room. And then I'm gonna go out for several hours and let the place air out and hope that I can take care of it. Supposedly they're not easy to get rid of. And you know what it is, y'all? They don't like AC, and it's because our AC is broken and I can't get it fixed. My husband's thinking I gotta break the rule and let someone in here. Because if I had AC on, I understand from the hardware store and from other people, they wouldn't want to be here. They don't like cold. So why this has likely happened is that it's mating season and the apartment's 90 degrees, which is perfect for them. So, it doesn't mean I have tons. I've been checking the traps I have put out, and I've killed 2 and I've lost 1. 1 got away, and it was a big one too. But I don't, normally if you have an infestation, you have tons on your glue traps. I don't have that, but I don't want there to be. So I want to get rid of this problem. What a day, y'all. What a day. On a happier note, I did get out Happy Meal, 1 round of Happy Meal, but the kids couldn't come with me, so it was only what I could carry. So I'm hoping that the kids will help me get the next lot out tomorrow. Fingers crossed, y'all. Hopefully now I can just watch your videos now that they're working again while I do a bunch of prep work, and at least I have new nails. I think I'm going to watch some videos on how to cut my own hair. I'm going to order some hair cutting scissors, maybe, and cut my own. If I could cut the back, I wouldn't be so nervous. But I don't think I can cut the back even with a mirror. All right, y'all. I hope you had a less weird day. I hope whatever you did today, it gifted you joy. The one good thing is Soleil finally got my mail. I can't believe it. Even the mail from March. That made me so happy. And it all arrived. So, that's positive. All right, y'all. Wishing for you a fun and happy evening. I don't know that I'll be back on today. It's just been one of those strange days. Hoping it was a little less strange for you. Bye for now.